we've got many big companies who want these batteries out there. They're really quite unique. They're very fast charging, good energy density. They're like a business battery. There's really no alternative to what this technology is. That's why Rio Tinto is with us, and many big companies behind the scenes are just waiting for this thing to come through.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Craig Nickel. He is the CEO of Graphene Manufacturing Group. And Craig, it's great to see you again. How are you?
Great to be here. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, excited to have you along. I know you've had some pretty significant news out. We'll talk about that in just a second, but remind everyone a little bit about what the company's all about.
Thanks. GMG is an Australian company listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange Ventures, and we produce graphene from natural gas. Very few companies in the world that do that. And then we go and put that into four different products. And one of those is a graphene coating, which is into full production and sales, which helps your air conditioner and other things reduce heat and also stop corrosion. Another product is a graphene lubricant, which we announced only a couple of weeks ago with really good energy savings, up to 8.5% fuel savings with the additive top up. The third product we announced at the end of last year, which is called a graphene battery slurry for lithium-ion batteries to improve batteries. Otherwise, yeah. And then you have the graphene aluminium-ion battery, which is the aluminium-ion battery we're developing with Rio Tinto, and that is, I guess, what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, so in collaboration with Rio Tinto, University of Queensland, you've signed a deal with the Battery Innovation Center, and this is in Indiana in the USA. So tell me a little bit about who they are and why this was such a great opportunity for the company.
Yeah, so with our graphene aluminium-ion battery, we're at what's called BTRL 4, so technology readiness level 4, and at 9 you're able to produce at mass scale. So really from 5 through to 8, you need to scale up through all the different steps of making the battery. And there are two choices really. You've got to go and spend a lot of money on capital before you really know what is the best for that type of battery, and then optimize the capital hopefully for what you're trying to do. Or you can work with a partner, and we chose to work with BIC, which is basically world leading and America's Battery Innovation Center. We have on our board, we're very lucky to have on our board in detailed weekly meetings a director by the name of Bob Galgan, and he's one of the foremost battery experts in the world. And he was the second employee at the largest battery company in the world, which is CATL, and left there only recently. So lives in Indiana, so he's able to influence and bring together this where we're at with the BIC, and why we're working with them hand in hand. They're a quite experienced company organization. I would suggest to you that they're probably one of the best, or if not the best, innovation centers or for batteries around the world. And so hence their contacts, the networks, their knowledge, their experience is really quite extraordinary. Over 500 development projects that they've done in total over the last 13 years.
And Craig, the other part of this is that you mentioned obviously the contacts they have, and that is gold in itself, but also the
Mhm.
fact that by combining with them, you're saving the cost of putting your own building up. I mean, I think in the news release you estimated it's saving you about $10 million and taking light years ahead of where it would be right now.
Yeah, that's right. So, we assessed building our own plant, and look, it could have been 10, but it could have easily been 20 million.
Yeah.
And then the chances of it, because it's a brand new technology, and it's not being done otherwise, the chances of it not being perfect is also quite high. So we need to de-risk it with a partner who's already got all this equipment, who can make all this work with us, and also technology transfer that we're going to be doing with them by making our batteries here and then also in Indiana. We can optimize it even faster. Our battery is very fast to charge and discharge, and we can basically make new batteries and test them in about 2 days.
Wow.
Lithium batteries typically take about a month to be able to test. So we've got a technology that's really lending itself towards, being able to do it in fast time. That's why we have our weekly sprints. which are really quite unique for our company and our battery. You can't do that with lithium-ion batteries. You don't have enough feedback time or learning loop time to be able to do that. So the BIC is going to enhance that. They have a number of dry rooms and many equipment to make our cells right now. We'll optimize them, and they're highly configurable equipment that
Yeah.
you would not normally have when you buy upfront and installed in your own equip plant. This is, many things that can be configurable to get to the best outcome. And they're currently also building a large production plant in Indianapolis, which will be part of the BIC. So that's also next stage after that. Once we've gone through this iterative process with them. Clearly, we also jump probably construction timeline of probably about a year as well, which is the
Yeah.
other thing which enables us to really speed up. We've got many big companies who want these batteries out there. They're really quite unique. They're very fast charging, good energy density. They're like a business battery. There's really no alternative to what this technology is. That's why Rio Tinto is with us, and many big companies behind the scenes are just waiting for this thing to come through. So, to be able to bring the BIC on board, and then also what it means is these companies that are waiting for the batteries can actually see that we're progressing with them as well, which
Yeah.
is also a good sign as well.
Yeah, just wrapping up here. Give us a quick timeline here. What should we be expecting next? What are sort of things you need to get done in the next few months?
Yeah, look, we really got the BIC working on, some optimization work. So we'll be able to send them all the materials, start working with them. I think we should be seeing, some updates on performance. Certainly, we expect this year to be making the cells, the pouch cells to be out and the cylindrical cells because we have the capability with these guys now to be able to send them out for testing, third party, and get them customer validation. That's what this period of this year will be. There's many ways of making this battery optimized, and because it's complete new technology. So we've got to work through a bunch of things with our customers to see what they want out of all the different options. And that's what this year will be as well. With batteries, unfortunately, it's a bit like life. You don't get anything for free. Everything's a compromise, and so you give one thing, you take from something else, and that's how we've got to work through this year and optimize it for all these guys, and for different users. So that's what we'll be doing this year as well.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be exciting times, lots to talk about, and glad you'd be along to help us out, explain it to the audience as well. So, Craig, thanks so much. Good to see you again, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks very much, Steve.
Good stuff. Craig Nickel, the CEO of Graphene Manufacturing Group.